12 Hub Podcast, where a bunch of middle-aged people talk about shit that don't matter. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave a comment on all of our social medias. And if you're listening to this on a podcast platform, please leave a review. And if it ain't 5 stars, it don't matter.
Welcome, sneaker. Why the fuck do I keep going? 12 Hub
12
Sneaker
Hub.
12 Hub Podcast.
There we
Back
go.
to the OG. But yeah, episode number 46.
Because we talk about everything here.
Yeah. And our content spread amongst 3 different channels right now, which is crazy.
Shout out to all the people who sit down, watch the show, and then say shit like, who the hell makes a show about sneakers after watching it, leaving a comment?
That's basically everybody on Reddit. For instance.
Oh, that's my favorite.
It's funny how every sneakerhead is on Reddit, but they've never heard a sneaker podcast in their life or anybody talk about sneakers on any platform.
Like it's literally a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Like Complex built a whole ecosystem around sneakers and fashion, and they have their old executive editor-in-chief, whatever, Joe Puma, hosts all the shows that are popular. This is crazy. These people just have touch.
One of my favorites is as you're sitting here talking about buying $5,000 caskets and $9,000 ATM machines. These guys are unemployed.
Nah, I wasn't gonna buy the ATM machine. That casket was in the cart though. It was close. I was about to
if price wasn't this week an object and I was mentally underdeveloped, I prefer the ATM over the casket, but no to both. But we're gonna talk about some premiums.
No to both. Where you want to start? So I have a couple of things that I wanted to
let's roll
get
out,
into culturally.
What's the biggest thing? What's the one that's on your mind the most?
I mean, we talked about the Nike stock, right, last week. So just to clarify, so the whole thing with the whips and the chains or whatever the fuck, that was all bullshit. And I think we said it on the pod already.
Yeah.
Some people are still running with like, oh my God, how can they do a marketing? And no, just some random marketing company or whatever artist posted those pictures. And then people elaborated on it by adding other images from another artist who did a whole exhibit around how brands like manipulate Black people. So they did one where like a basketball player was shooting hoops. But there was like like the chain linked hoops. You ever see those? But it was just a chain and it was hanging there. And then there was another one with the fucking an actual Nike branding on the head of a bald headed person. I think it was a woman. So there's a bunch of different symbolisms of that marketing campaign that were all like mixed together and misinterpreted. I'm getting it. It's so hard now, man, to like figure out what's real and fake, man. I've been fooled by AI a bunch of times in the past few weeks. Like for real,
it's starting to get me. It's starting to get me too.
Yeah, I used to be able to catch that shit. Like and the first time I got fooled was when I seen an AI of Angel Reese tonguing down some boxer or UFC fighter after a match. And I thought that was real. Like they came up to each other and she was at the fight, and it was fun because they did like a whole thing where she walked through and all that, and it was on social media, and somebody did an AI of them like making out. Now it was a bad AI. It looked real, but it had, you could see the hands and all that crap. I wasn't paying attention to that. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I wasn't paying attention to it at the time, so I got a little more savvy. But now, like, there's this things that it's just like, whether it's a picture, or like that thing with the marketing, like if you interpret it a certain way and people just fall for the narrative, you can do it with just pictures and words and fuck people's heads up, So be careful out there, people. Be safe out in them internet streets, man.
April 1st almost got me. The only thing that saved me, because the classic phrase, you got to get me pretty early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I have a bad habit of sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night or get my day started, I do check my phone. And one of the trending things was the end of the Air Max line. Nike was saying that because of the gases that they put in the products to produce Air Max and their commitment to moving to zero, they would stop producing Air Max. That and the declining sales of Air Max, they'll be pushing different technologies like Mind and all that. They had quotes from Tinker Hatfield. The Nike website had all of the Air Max category removed. I said, whoa, did Nike really just end Air Max? And I said, whoa, it's April 1st. It's April 1st. But the way it was presented, like you said, was so intricate, was
Mhm.
accurate, that had me thinking like, damn, what's Nike's next one? I said, hold on. Ain't no way they're gonna end Air Max right after they introduced the Liquid Max and Air Max month just happened. Just
Mhm.
not possible.
Yep.
So gotta be careful, man. Got to do your Googles.
You got to. And just, just realize how the world is, man. It's wild. And then you got to think AI doesn't just mean images and pictures. It also can write scripts and narrative, all that type of stuff. So everybody just be wary and do your research. Just don't believe anything you see. But it's hard on social media 'cause you see it and you want to be the first one. Everybody in the group chat wants to be the first one to present the information, right? And sometimes it's just wrong, you
In
know.
this day and age, I guess it's better to step safe than move sorrowly. Like just
Yeah.
read it, process it, do your own
Mhm.
search, wait till it's confirmed by somebody else. Especially if you're not a presenter of media, like if you're not an outlet or a source, you don't
Yeah.
got to be the first one. Just look at it first.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's on your phone.
Definitely don't get y'all news from us because we don't know shit.
Mm, we're informed.
Yeah,
We're informed.
speak for yourself.
But sometimes you get excited. Like I know you heard about that news over the weekend that Trump might have died or whatever, right? I wrote on. I didn't care if that was fake or real. I
Well,
went in.
death reports
Well, not, he
are
went to the
so
hospital.
common. I just don't believe. Like anytime I see a picture of Trump frailed or being assisted by somebody while walking, I just assume they got a quick frame of him slipping up, and everyone's all like, Trump died, or Trump had a stroke, or
Hmm.
Trump had an aneurysm. And I'm like, if that were the case, we would know that until the
Oh yeah.
media at large one. Like, we didn't find out about Biden's health struggles until after his administration wrapped up. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. Well, we
He
knew,
did
but people they were
There
speculating
was
things, right?
speculation,
But it's clear. Like both
and
of them,
most
they
of it
both
was
fucking
from
senile.
like mental standpoint. But when they figured out, oh, he has cancer, people were like, oh crap, I didn't know that. And it's not something he just got diagnosed with. So they had it under wraps. Donald Trump has Walter Reed's best medical minds on speed dial.
Hmm.
Whatever any of us could possibly die from is a joke to him. Like
Yeah.
presidents,
He's
this
in
is
late
not the
stage.
this isn't the 60s anymore. Like presidents aren't having heart attacks or strokes on a whim without it being noticed. They are getting the best health, whether you like them or not.
Hmm.
9 times out of 10, to burst everyone's bubble, Donald Trump probably gonna die in his ripe old age of 99 on a private resort somewhere guarded by Secret Service.
Yeah, let's hope it's sooner than that. Um,
No comment.
I got,
Sponsors. I'm my
I
own
got,
entity. Nah.
I got this video queued up. So this young lady, this is starting to go viral, I guess. I saw it come across the sneaker, the 12 hub thing, and I just got kind of enthralled in it. So I actually only watched part two. There's a part one. Let's watch it. It's actually three parts. I don't know. Maybe there's another part, but uh, I guess we go through part one and then part two, and then kind of talk about it. But it's very interesting how the Chinese market has evolved culturally, and doesn't. I'm not going to give it all away until we actually have a good talk about it. But let's just say that America's cultural cachet isn't as powerful as it used to be globally, and indicators of that now are happening more so than in the past. But this kind of started towards the tail end of Trump's presidency, right? Because of
First
all
term.
the things. Yeah, his first term,
Mhm.
because all the things that he was doing at that moment in time. And I never really put much thought into it because obviously, our cultural grasp across the globe is so powerful. But you have to think that we come from a strong the strong black culture, which influences American culture heavily and international culture. Like people emulate black culture. But when you look at how America is seen globally, and now there's a harsh rejection of culture from coming from America. It's starting to affect things that were probably not so like that you would think were unpenetrable, like hip hop culture or whatever. And the dumbing down of hip hop culture is fucked up things too. That's a whole other podcast. But yeah, let's get into this. Watch it real quick and then kind of give our 2 cents because I think it's an interesting topic that a lot of people in the culture, the sneaker culture at least, are not really talking about because we're so like caught in our little bubbles. You know what I mean? Like resale, we think it's resale, it's this and that, but like from a corporate side, it's a lot more things. Okay, let me see. Got the volume up. Let me just reload this, and I think it'll just start right up.
Right.
About how this small factory in Fujian, China, has become one of the largest competitors to Nike's market share in China. I'm going to name some brands and tell me if you recognize them. Arc'teryx, Salomon, Wilson, Fila, Puma. Yeah, you probably have heard at least one of them. What you probably don't know is that a single Chinese company either owns or is the largest shareholder
Yeah.
of every single one of those brands. And 2 weeks ago, that same company opened a flagship store on Beverly Drive in Beverly Hills. That company is called Anta, and this is a story of how they quietly built the most powerful sports empire on earth. Anta was founded in 1991 in Fujian province, China, by a guy named Ding Shizong. He was 19 years old. He took 10,000 pairs of shoes to Beijing on a train, walked into department stores, and asked them to stock his product. Most stores slammed in his face. A few didn't. For years, Anta was China's budget Nike, cheap trainers for people who couldn't afford the real thing. Nobody outside China took them seriously. That was their first mistake. Because while Nike and Adidas were busy protecting their premium image, Anta was learning exactly how global sportswear empires are built, and then they started buying. In 2009, Anta acquires Fila's China operations. Everyone laughs. Fila was struggling. Anta transforms it into a luxury lifestyle brand worth billions.
Remember that? That's when they started doing the thought shoe. Remember those platform shoes that the girls used to?
Disruptors.
Disruptors, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know Anta. Anta, go Anta.
Yeah,
Look at
because
that.
for those listening, watching, before we actually started recording, that's what we were just talking about. Anta owned. I had just found out within the last week or two, and I can't remember the creator who pointed it out.
Maybe it was her.
No, it was. I want to say it was. Went on the Kick, Same Old Seth, their platform, Beyond Kicks podcast. I want to say it was them. I could be wrong. If not,
Mhm.
shout out to them anyway. But they were saying like Arc'teryx is owned by them and stuff like that. And while I know Anta had a strong presence in China, especially with like performance, when I heard like Solomon and Arc'teryx that they were majority shareholders and had major ownership,
Yeah.
I was shocked. And matter of fact, it was them because they were talking about how, as she mentioned, they just recently acquired a huge stake in Puma.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, a
yeah,
lot of these brands, man, they struggling out here. And China's got like the infrastructure to manufacture. So cheap labor, the markups are pretty high, and even with tariffs, they're still good because I don't know. We'll talk about it. Let's just
mhm,
let her finish her thing.
2017, Anta acquires Descente, the Japanese performance brand. 2019, this is where it gets serious. Anta leads a consortium to acquire Amer Sports for $5.2 billion. One deal, Arc'teryx, Salomon, Wilson, Peak Performance, all Antas. The outdoor apparel
Wilson too, huh? Shit.
that's the tennis guys, right?
Mhm.
consumer in Colorado buying a $700 Arc'teryx shell jacket, they just bought Anta. They just don't know it. Then this year, Anta drops another $1.8 billion to acquire a 29% stake in Puma, becoming their single largest shareholder. Puma is now the fourth biggest sportswear brand on the planet. Nike, Adidas, Anta Group. That's the new top three. And it happened faster than anyone predicted. But Anta doesn't want to own brands Westerners love. They want Westerners to love their brand, the Anta brand. So on February 13th, 2026, they opened their first US flagship store. Not in a mall in New Jersey, not in an outlet center, on Beverly Drive, Beverly Hills, the same street as Chanel. The ribbon was cut by Kyrie Irving.
That's a smart move, yo. Like just because when you associate it with luxury and um people, it's just like how Alo or Lululemon and all those things, like they their storefronts were put into very affluent neighborhoods
For
to
sure.
get to get things going. It kind of sets them apart from the regular brands because you're not seeing a fucking Nike outlet on Rodeo Drive, right? Maybe there is, I don't know, but it's just
Like
it
they
kind of
say,
says
location, location, location.
location, even no matter how much it costs. Mm.
Anta's global ambassador and chief creative officer, and Klay Thompson, who signed a lifetime contract with Anta at the ceremony. 4 NBA championships between them. This store runs community events, run clubs, athlete activations. It's designed to make Americans feel something about Anta. That's Brand Building 101, and they're doing it right in Nike's home market. Part 2 tomorrow, we look at exactly what this means for Nike because the numbers coming out of China right now, they should terrify every Nike investor on the planet. Follow so you don't miss it.
So she dropped this video literally a week before these videos a week before the Nike stock class. Oh, actually, no, she dropped the second video the same day. Oh no, wait, no, Anta's group. Oh no, this is where she's talking about. Okay, let me refresh this. This is the second video.
Yeah, that's all the rage right now. Everyone's talking about how is Nike done?
No,
That
he's
stock
not
crash
done.
was, yeah, it's
He's
hyperbolic,
not
but
done. Yeah,
it was a hell of a noticeable shakeup in the market for sure.
I mean the stock went crazy during the pandemic, but
That's
like,
another thing people got to realize. Jock Slade pointed it out in his discussion about it. Nike will be doing a lot better on paper if they stop trying to chase those inflated numbers from the pandemic that are not realistic. They base their earnings projections off the steady incline that they were getting during that bubble. No pun intended, Air Max. But like, it's not sustainable. It was never going to be.
yeah, people had extra money. Like that's what people do is buy bullshit with extra money. Now they're back to buying their Air Monarchs. And during that period, remember, they cut out Amazon sales, right? I think they
Yeah,
did that around
they
that
went
time.
first party heavy. Like
Yeah,
they
they
shut out
went
all the middlemen.
direct to consumer because they thought that, oh, everybody's just ordering off our website. Yeah, because they can't leave the fucking house. So
Exactly.
what are you doing? Like if now people are out in the street, everything's accessible. Their only failing is big failing. I mean, not only their biggest failing was that they had not created a good avenue for innovation like they had in the past, right? Experimental shoes, creative looking shoes. They're starting to get kind of back into that.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
there's
got
some
the
hit or
liquid
miss stuff.
max, you got the mind
Yeah.
stuff.
And things with the shroud with all the leaves and flowers on them. I get the flower shroud one though, by the way, with the cherry blossoms on it. That should look dope.
Those forces.
With the cherry blossoms all over them. With the shroud, not the
Yeah, I
not the
remember
Japanese joint.
the foliage nasty looking things. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get a pair. They're probably like $5 on StockX. I have to go get those.
That's $5 too much.
Yeah, but you take off the shroud and it's a fire shoe under there.
It's okay. It's passable.
It's pink, I think, right? I don't know, but
I
it's
couldn't
all
tell
like
you.
suede and shit. Whatever. All right, let's watch this again. The combo. Hey, watching videos during the pod because it's always kind of pay attention, talk, pay attention.
Streamers. That's basically what our
Yeah, we're
face
streaming
is.
now. This is what they do for a living.
It's not a bad living. Can't hear it on my end.
You can't hear that?
No, it's frozen. It's still the end image of the first video on my end.
Oh, you know why? Because I did not switch them. Sorry. Let me refresh that.
Looks good.
Do it again.
In front of
Is that better?
investors this year and said they need to, quote, reset their approach to the China marketplace. That is corporate speak for we are losing badly and we don't fully understand why. I'm going to explain exactly why and why it should worry every Nike shareholder in this room. For 2 decades, China was Nike's golden goose, fastest growing market, highest margins, aspirational brand equity through the roof. Every Chinese kid wanted the swoosh. Then 2020 happened. Nike publicly refused to source cotton from Xinjiang. Whether you think that was right or wrong doesn't matter for this conversation. What matters is what happened next. In China, it landed as a cultural attack. Overnight, Nike went from aspirational to adversarial. Chinese consumers didn't just stop buying Nike, they actively switched. During China's 618 shopping festival, the biggest retail event on earth, bigger than Black Friday, Nike sales dropped 24% year on year. Anta was up 38%. Li-Ning up 31%. Nike's China revenue is now down 16% and falling. Their profit in Greater China in one recent quarter dropped 86%. But here's what Nike's boardroom might be missing. This isn't just about Xinjiang backlash. This was the spark. That fuel has been building up for years. China's Gen Z, the most nationally proud, most digitally native generation in Chinese history, had already started asking, why am I paying a premium to represent somebody else's culture? There's even a name for this movement, Guo Chao, literally national wave. Chinese brands started blending traditional aesthetics, calligraphy, dragon motifs, Tang Dynasty silhouettes with modern streetwear, and Gen Z went crazy for it. In the sneaker resale market, which is basically the cultural stock market, Anta and Li-Ning shoes started flipping for 10x, 20x, and even 31 times retail price on Chinese platforms. Nike had that energy once, that resale heat, that cultural desire. In China, it's gone, and the brands that have it now are Chinese. Meanwhile, Nike is contracting, closing wholesale accounts, trying to rebuild D2C, restructuring, cutting costs, all the classic signs of a company that expanded too fast and lost its cultural edge. Nike's market cap has fallen dramatically from its peak. Anta Group and MR Sports combined are closing the gap every single quarter. Let me be clear, Nike is not dying. The Swoosh has a century of brand equity behind it. They have Jordan Brand, which is a cultural institution on its own. They will adapt. But the era of Nike operating in China or anywhere without a serious Chinese competitor nipping at their heels, that era is over. Part 3 is coming tomorrow, and it's the most important one. What does this all mean for American brands domestically? Because that same customer revolt is happening in China, it's already starting here. Follow for more.
All right, so that would be our. I'm not going to play her part. 'Cause I want our opinion to resonate more. Actually, I haven't watched part 3 yet either. I didn't even know there was part 3. To be honest with you, so
No more
bro,
food club.
yeah.
Fuck out of here.
So
No, I'm kidding.
consider this. Yeah, again, the cultural aspect of things, like ever since 2020, and what she said, she made a great point. How um America's rejection of international and Chinese culture at that time, mainly because remember Trump made those comments about
America
the
first.
China virus. No, not even
Oh,
America
yeah.
first. I'm talking the China virus, all that shit. It's insulting, right? And
Mhm.
from a diplomacy standpoint, that's just like, why the fuck do we want to fuck with you? But like, even today, everybody knows this, that this regime is an outlier to the actual sentiment of most real Americans, right? Including yourself and I and a lot of other right-minded people. But um when your biggest voice and his minions have social media and all this other stuff, it kind of makes it hard uh for us to kind of make peace with other countries when it comes to culture, at least, right? So I'm not traveling out of the country this year. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to any place I wanted to go
Yeah.
this year, even Europe. I just don't feel like
I've
it's a
I didn't have any international plans this year, but
Mhm.
my sister's in the travel business. I know a lot of friends who had planned trips, and they're like, "Hey, maybe I need to reevaluate when and where I go."
Mhm. Yep.
So, an interesting point that she made in her video was the nationalist pride amongst the younger generation behind traditional Chinese aesthetics, whether it be, designs of dragons and all that stuff. We were like that in America at one point. We wanted the cowboy boots, the Levi's, the Carhartt workwear, the Ralph Lauren flag sweaters. We believed that when they said made in America, it meant something different.
Mhm.
It made you better. And we would reject stuff coming from overseas because it wasn't as cool as what we were associating with Americana. Even other cultures, you see pieces that Nigo aspired to have, all his denim collection. It was Americana. It was
Mhm.
American staples. So now I find it interesting that it's a cultural shift that these other countries, China in particular, are going, yeah, why shop and support a culture that's not supporting the culture that I'm born in, that I'm coming from, my forefathers.
Mhm.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. When you turn your back on somebody, you can't expect them to still support your product.
That is true. And so while you were away resetting your computer and stuff, I watched a third video.
I
She
heard.
alluded to that in the sense of you're very similar in the way you talked about it, because she brought up the fact that Gen Z now in America is more aware of the brands and doesn't just have blind brand loyalty like the previous generations had, right? You got to think, in the 80s and 90s, Nike had to earn the respect from the consumer. And when they got athletes like Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, and all these different ones, they earned that, and then they put out a quality product. Uh, Same with Adidas when it had its high point in the mid 2010s with around Kanye. They earned that respect from fashion culture and celebrity and athlete too, because athletes started to move over there when they really embraced like soccer or football culture or whatever, and that stuff made them pop for a little bit until Kanye went crazy and they messed up a bunch of collabs with celebs. But yeah, like you don't like Nike's earned cultural status, or even like a any of these brands really, like you think about, except maybe like Ralph Lauren, Polo or whatever, has a long standing tradition of being on the edge of uh culture, fashion, even in a sense sort of activism without speaking to it, because of the way they present things, or the way that they put out these collections that are very American but kind of slide into black culture a lot, or hip hop culture a lot,
Mm.
and you got to think, like, Ralph Lauren's been in the game for a while. He's a New York guy. He doesn't have the same mindset as a lot of these other fashion designers. He grew up around, I'm assuming, around a multicultural community, being from New York, so he understands that you have to cater to that in a sense if you're American. So I think one thing America's lost touch of is the way that we used to, you know, embrace our culture and invite people into it. Now I feel like there's people pushing, I mean, like, you could tell just from the politics of the day. They're pushing people away. They're saying you're not American. You know what I mean? Even though they
Mhm.
want to be American, they want to work here. They want to participate in the community. Even to the point where they quote unquote assimilate themselves, like they say they need to do. They have assimilated themselves. They're talking and walking American and wanting to be part of the culture, but you just won't let them in. While regular Americans aren't doing anything to support this infrastructure from government down. So it's an interesting play on the sneaker culture, how this all works out. But yeah, I don't know. Nike's, just going back to the main thing here. Nike, to me, hasn't necessarily lost its cachet, but I haven't been a active participant in sneaker culture for a long time. I remember my stories. I wanted these shoes when I was a kid. I got some money.
Get them now.
Now I'm
Right.
doing what I do. I still appreciate the fact that they, now thank God the retro cycle's tighter, so I could get all those retros. But I also turned into, like, you always call me, like, a sneaker capitalist, right?
Facts.
Yeah, because resale, I mean, look, I know how to, I want to make money. I want to, but I participate in the sneaker quote unquote culture of, trading with friends, buying from friends, making, I do that with you. I do that with Drew and Glenn when he was part of this whole thing. And, and it's like, I love that part of it. It's fun and it gives a sense of community. But when we go online, especially being out front and talking about it, a lot of these cats just don't understand, like, that community aspect of it. And they just have this, like, closed mindedness. Like, it's all about the fit. It's all about that. You know what I mean? It's not like,
It's
yeah.
very much how they grew up
Hmm.
and what was socially accepted for them. And for a lot of people, whether it be sneakers or just any aspect of life, it's hard for them to see another perspective. Like, for
True.
example, we're talking about this Anta Nike thing. I'm gonna be honest, Anta got some ways to go before I start actively going on their website and checking for new product. Couple of the Kyrie's on court and lifestyle look cool. I've seen some of their runway shows and I looked at some of that stuff and I was like, wow. But a lot of Anta's push in the mainstream is going to come from these other brands until they start getting their foothold, because a lot of people don't want to accept them. Like I said, myself kind of included. Like, it's not that I don't want to accept them. It's just I didn't grow up knowing Anta as a cool brand or Anta as a brand at all. But I know Solomon, I know Arc'teryx, I know they're having a wave.
Hmm.
To not get too far for your point though, yeah, man, a lot of the culture, and I'm using air quotes for those listening just to audio, is superficial. People throw that word around crazy
Yeah.
without having an understanding of what culture is. It's all types of walks of life coming together to make something.
Yeah.
Now, you might not be the biggest fan of that part of the culture or of a subculture, but it shouldn't lessen someone else's enjoyment. We get too caught up in what's culturally cool, what I grew up on. And I'm not saying you gotta like any of the new wave, Anta or any of this other stuff, Paralyzed Vans or Asics runners. You don't have to like that, but to completely dismiss it and to not let people enjoy their little wave is anti-cultural. It's cancel culture.
Yeah,
Sense.
yeah, yeah. And it's oh god, I had this on top, like, right on the tippy top of my
Wait,
mind.
what?
No, I was thinking about something I wanted to say. I'm trying to be better with letting people talk instead of cutting them off all the time. I'm terrible at that.
We know. The,
Sorry.
the the listeners know too. But
I
that's why
know.
they love you.
Well, no, I'm trying to be better, but then I forget my thought, and this is where we are now. Fucking hell.
Feel free, man. When you got something to say, man, say it. Because
No, no, no.
I can retain my thoughts.
I'm trying to think about it. What I was going to say. It's about like um. Oh, like I saw today your man Homegrown Kicks, right? I say he posted
Shout out
something.
Jay. Shout out
It
homeboy.
kind of, yeah, shout out to him, big supporter. I know he engages with our content a lot. I see him leave comments and stuff all the time. Cool, brother. I didn't realize I wasn't following him. I just hit him with a follow today. So
Fixing it.
appreciate the support and everything. I had no clue that I wasn't following. I thought I was, but 12 I was.
We
Anyway,
got like 6 different accounts. So
I know. Yeah, I was gonna keep track of all that. But either way, nah, he said something that kind of hit home with me about gatekeeping and age. So he kind of hit on all notes, like, of what this podcast kind of represent. Part of me was like insulted. Another part of me was like, yeah, he's speaking facts. And it was sort of like this is how he broke it down. And I don't know. And I sent the link to the thing. And correct me if I'm wrong. So first he's like gatekeepers, right? So we got gatekeepers. Eddie's a gatekeeper. I ain't gonna lie. Eddie's like the purist. I was outside. Fuck y'all. Sneak this podcast. Gatekeepers, to an extent. I mean, they appreciate it, but they're always talking about how, like, I was outside and we did this and did that. You all don't know what's going on. Blah blah blah. Troll Mageddon, gatekeeper for sure. Even though he represents a whole other side of that culture, of the culture. I mean. And then then it's the guys who, like, you guys always call me like a capitalist, just in it for whatever. But I also do appreciate the good stuff about the culture. And then the old head, we got all that too. Drew, all of that, like, oh, I remember this, I remember that. And it's like they're almost, it's almost like they're, and not to be like critical of like Drew's taste or anything like that. It's like they're like, he tries to, and Eddie's the same way, I believe. They try to, like, and maybe even John, they're all the same, where they don't embrace newer concepts and silhouettes that other, like, brands are trying to do. Now they might pick up a new thing here or there, but like, I appreciate the way you will say, oh, Vomero Premium or Evo SL or whatever. You'll try these new things. I'm the same way. The Nike Mind. The minute like that half these guys or all these guys saw the Nike Mind, they were like, yeah. It's like, what are you talking about? This shit, it's got like,
I see what
you
you're
know what I
saying.
mean? Like,
I see
remember
what you're
back in the day, Reebok Pump was bullshit. It was bullshit.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, I gotta get the pump. They
Same thing.
I can bet
Same thing
all those
with
guys.
like Converse React Juice.
You
Like, what
remember
is
that shit?
Like, what the
Everybody
fuck
wanted,
is
or the Shocks, Nike Shocks. Come on, that shit hurt people's feet. People
that?
broke ankles in those. But no, I bet you 100,000% all those guys probably would be like, oh my God, I gotta get that shoe or whatever. Eddie, all of them. Now, mind you, not being critical of my friends, but they are in a sense not really engaged in trying to embrace new shit, right? Now, look, I'm speaking from the perspective I see whenever they criticize me going after an ISPA or like, everybody's quiet when you talk about the new Vomero. Like, I don't even know. Like, I ain't spending
I,
$220 for a fucking walking
I
shoe.
have
But
I had this conversation with a friend not too long ago. They're
yeah.
into Pokemon.
Mhm.
Now, Pokemon, whether you've been an OG fan, whether you're a fan that recently jumped into it, or like we talked about, capitalists who see people lining up in front of Costco and go, "You telling me I spent a couple bucks and I could flip it for a couple hundred? Yeah, I'm in there." I find it funny that no one looks at an old school Pokemon fan and be like, "Get out of here, old man. Charizard sucks." And you don't hear none of these these older fans going, I'm not you hear it sometimes, but most old school Pokemon fans still collect the cards, still play the games.
Yeah.
Like, they can intermingle, but like you said, in the sneaker culture, it'd be hard divides. Now, if you don't like a product because it's not your style, it's a gimmick, it costs too much, it's not whatever your reason, cool. But like I talked about the new wave of Vans. I've been wearing Vans for a long time on
Yeah.
some run out the house type stuff, but I wouldn't be lying to say if the newer wave of Vans haven't piqued my interest more
Mhm.
so. And when I say that, people are like, Vans are bullshit. That shit sucks. You can't be a sneakerhead. You must be a hype beast reseller, new guy. Boy, I stopped working in the sneaker field professionally almost a decade ago. So that shows how long I've been in it when I stopped working in sneakers over a decade ago almost.
Mhm.
I've been outside, brother. I've seen all the stuff. If it's some Nike trivia, I could tell you, spoiler alert, I used to work for the brand. You know what I'm saying? Like I know, but I can also embrace when I see my nephew gravitates towards something or a little cousin, and I'm like, man, those kind of cool. Those got merit. Those got value.
Yeah.
Now, if it's not my style, I can respect it from a distance. I might not even like it. I might like, nah, that shit whack. But I'm not just gonna say I got a homie that will like, I'm not wearing a Jordan unless Jordan played in it. First off, bro, you're like 25. Did you see Jordan play? What does that even mean, bro? And then we're gonna look at some of the most coveted Jordans of all time. Jordan never played in no Fragment one. Jordan never played in no Travis one. Jordan never played in off whites.
They don't.
So they don't matter. Like it's like you said, it's okay to look at something and go, all right, man, we gotta close the door a little bit because y'all coming in here with some big wild shit. Y'all
Mhm.
gonna dilute the culture to the point where it's not a culture anymore. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
But to just outright reject the next generation or someone who has a different taste or who's willing to embrace the new, like you can't use the phrase new booty sneakerhead harshly. Now I know when Eddie does it, he's joking and stuff, but
No,
you
he's
can't
not.
use well for you, but
It's
you
valid though. I get it.
Eddie gets a pass from me because he's willing to look at some new stuff and go, "Oh no, that's fire." But you can't.
Does he though? I don't know. Like whenever
He's embracing new stuff.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm not. I know he likes skate shoes and stuff like that. But I feel like when you reach a certain age, this happened with me. Like, look, I'm young in it. I've only been doing like serious collecting for 5 years. By year 3, I was kind of off of all those new silhouettes and stuff, and I started just going after more retros because they started putting more out. I was like, okay, not that I said I cared or missed it. I wasn't outside when Undefeateds came out and all this stuff. I give a fuck. But like being able to get them now, I'm like, oh shit, especially from the monetary side and all that stuff.
it's
And
got to be some. It's got to be some duality because
mhm.
you can't be like retro, and then say Nike is not innovative. And then when they
Well, not
start
really
putting out
not.
innovations,
Yeah.
you start going, man, they need to stop experimenting, doing all this weird shit, and bring back the classics. So it's like, what do you want?
Well, they're not really innovating as much as they were back in. I mean, at least from a design and a materials perspective, they're kind of keeping it a little safer now, right? They'll put out these weird, wacky collabs with, not collabs, but certain, types of innovations. But if you think like right before the pandemic, I mean, the ISPA line, what was it? The oh god, the something 32 something. I forgot. They did this whole like they did they did a whole bunch of different
Oh, the when you
seven
dial
something
Nike on the pen pad, the three whatever. I know what you're talking
three
about.
five seven. I forgot
I
what it was.
guys, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, wait, hold on. I gotta
It's the
find it. They
numeric. It's the numeric code for Nike when you dial it on a phone number. It's inside the Air Max Thunder.
no, it was Nike 357, I think, or something. Was it three
No,
five?
it's based off that if you look at a pen pad, when you have to input the numbers for to represent a letter, it
N
spells
N
Nike.
N three something. N357.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
Nike, Nike.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, N357. Oh, that's what that meant? I had
yeah.
no clue. I had no clue, bro.
But see, I
Oh
wouldn't know that
my god, I had
because I'm
no
a
clue
hype
that's what
beast,
it meant, bro.
as
I had
people be
no
saying.
clue that's what it meant.
Yep, yep,
You
yep.
just taught me. I just thought it was some kind of like some Native American shit or something that they were trying
You're thinking of
to.
N7,
Yeah,
crazy
I
ass.
remember that. So I had the white ones, all these. Remember these?
I forgot this was a
N
thing. To
three
be
five
honest,
four, N354s. Yeah, these are dope, man, with the little strap in the back. I got the black ones. I had the white ones too. I
Gun to
fell
my
for it.
head, I wouldn't have been able to tell you what a single one of these models was. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll tell you right now. I'm about to pull them
That
up.
what other technology that fell to the wayside? Joyrides.
Joyrides were fire, yo. If you actually,
Ooh, that's a strong take.
they were dope.
I think
They
I
were
think I'm
very
pretty
dope.
sure like as many people that are deprived of luxury footwear or even just something basic to put on their feet, all the joyrides that's in the landfill right now, Nike could do a lot of good charity work.
Mm.
I know they're not selling none on the aftermarket.
All
But
right, dude. I mean, they're going for a pretty penny on the aftermarket for real, for real.
pretty penny.
No, they are. They are. I didn't sell mine. I have a bunch of pairs, but I still wear them. I have 2 pairs that I on DS. I still wear them now and then.
Yeah,
They feel good.
between the joyride and some answers, I'm hopping over to China.
Yeah. Well, you know what? From a feel good on feet standpoint, these Minds, Nike Minds, at least the sneaker version, is very good. Oh wow, there's none on StockX. These
Because
N354s.
why waste the bandwidth, bro?
Ooh, it's going at him. He's going at the N354.
Didn't Odell Beckham have
357.
like a Nike Joyride PE or model?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Ugh,
Wait, maybe I'm looking at these wrong. I don't know.
dark
They used to
zone.
be all over the place. How come I can't find them?
I wonder why.
Well, they should be on StockX, you know?
Why would somebody want to sell a $10 shoe and make $5?
$10 shoe, bro. They're still
It's what it's
reselling.
worth. You want to know the real value of something in the streets? Check eBay and check by completed sales. That's how you know it was really being sold, not these random people putting up a obscure shoe for $800.
Well, that's me when I sell my shoes, man. I be selling some heat. People like buy my stuff too. It's crazy. Oh damn, they got these ones grailed. All right, I'm about to go shopping. But yeah, N357. I guess people wore them, and then there's not a lot of dead stock ones out there. But
Yeah, it's to the point where this is totally off topic. When Nike does joyrides and the offline slides and
oh, I remember off. I got a bunch of those. I love
when
those. They're like moccasins.
when those completely flop, do they donate those to people in need
No,
or
they're
do
just getting
some
knocked
Nike
down.
grind and put them in the basketball courts? Because who the fuck is buying
Oh,
it?
the Nike grind. Remember that? They tried to do the.
Yo,
Oh, what was Space
space
Hippies?
hippie. Yeah, bro. What
I got
we
a
need
couple of pairs of those.
next episode? Top 10 technologies that Nike really tried to play with us with.
I mean, the space hippie thing was cool, but
I'm
the
not gonna lie.
aesthetic,
I had some 001s. Was it ones, twos, threes, and
yeah, they're pretty
fours?
comfortable for what they were. But that was a different time. That's like when they crossed back into. Well, now people want leather and suede and stuff and nylon. And back then it was more mesh and whatever. So those space hippies, the mesh and the knits,
Mhm.
that fit that aesthetic, I guess, whatever you want to call it, or whatever. And the design language of those shoes was not something that would last for that, to this time
Do you
period.
own? I remember that used to be like a topic of conversation. Do you own any of that stuff, like the space hippie or?
I didn't get any of the good ones that, like the ones with the cool
Because
straps and
if
shit.
I'm not mistaken, in the OG group chat days, that was something that was we were
Oh yeah, we
talking
was
about.
going after everybody
Yeah,
went after.
yeah.
I think I did a couple of videos on those joints, but I don't wear them no more. Space because
Yeah.
but that was a shoe that it became popular. The space hippie, the
They it was a
01
point
or the
they
04.
were outside like
Oh,
the
the
zero zero
04.
the 02, the one that originally was touted as a women's model. I used to see
No, it was
people
the
wearing
04,
those.
the 04. It's the 04. That's the. I'll show you. I'll
Now the
pull
one
it.
I used to see all the time was 02. Wait, show them to me again. I
Yeah,
remember
I'm
what
about
the
to put it up
first
on the
one looked
screen.
like for
04 was the
sure.
first one that they put out, and then they put the other ones are way more limited.
See, now I'm getting confused. Let's get
Oops,
some visual
this is
aid up
off
there.
there.
For the people listening, please forgive
This
us.
is what I'm talking about. The 02 was limited. The 01 was limited. The 04 was the one that they mass produced. That's this one.
Okay, you're right. It was the 4. It was the 4. You're right.
Yeah, yeah. I got a couple pair. Actually, I sold this one recently. How much? Sold it for a decent amount.
Yeah, because this was
It's a
originally
woman's
touted as a
shoe.
women's model, and then they started making it unisex because
Yeah.
it was outside.
Yeah, and these are like knits, right? This is coming, mind you. This is what 2020 or 2019. What year
It
is
had to
this?
be like pandemic years. Yeah,
I think it was
2020.
before that. No,
No,
it's
it had
21.
to be like 1920.
No, 2020. Yeah, so
Yeah.
2020. So you got to think. This is when Yeezys were popping.
Mhm.
All these knit shoes and all this, so they wanted to compete. I feel like,
very 350 V2-esque.
yeah, this is
Yeah, I had this
basically
pair.
Nike's answer to that in a sense, and they really copied that whole design language and aesthetic. The chunky sole here made it. These shoes weren't that bad; they were comfortable for the most
They
part.
kind of remind me of, now I don't know where he was at the time, but it's giving Salehi.
Yeah,
Give him
maybe
be a
he
sponge.
could.
Maybe because
I
he's
ain't
been
mad at
behind
his
the scenes
shoes.
on a lot of stuff.
I'm kind of over like all of that shit, but yeah, it's cool. But these, I wanted these so bad.
Everyone wanted those. I remember Bullet
I was
RC did a
willing to
video.
pay. I was willing to pay for this shit. Like, it's cheap as fuck now, right? No, it's
Would
not.
you
What
put
is
it
it,
on your
$2?
feet in current day?
12 and a half. I can get a 12 and a half for 300. Oh, it's women's. Were these all women's
300.
sizes? They were all in women's sizes? That's kind of weird. Yeah, I went for every one of these just trying to get, I didn't really care about colors and shit. I was like, I could make this work. So, yeah, Space
Nike,
Hippie 03. God dang. Man,
Nike,
remember?
their marketing team did numbers on these because they really had select people outside
The
for
woman
these.
12, $300. Now I ain't paying for that. Shit's made out of garbage. Like,
Literally,
literally made out of
like that was the
garbage.
gimmick. Like, they really out here had us. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It gives that Tom Sachs aesthetic, like that experimental,
Mm,
make something out of nothing, alchemy, nerdy. J. Crew jeans rolled up, Kith
J. Crew
editorial,
jeans.
Kith editorial saved in your bookmarks type vibe of the 2020s, man.
Hmm.
Man, Nike, shout out y'all, man.
But it's a crazy time as I think back. Mind you, this is 6 years ago now,
Jesus
almost six
Christ.
full years. And like I said, that's how long I've really been in the game. This is what I was chasing after, those types of shoes in the beginning, because I liked the different silhouettes. And remember, I think I told you I came in on Hirachis because I
What
never owned a Hirachi, so I was like, oh,
what
this
I
is fire.
like,
They look cool.
I know I give you a lot of shit. I
That's
know
fine.
haters give you a lot of shit.
Yeah, whatever.
Your journey is your journey though. Like, and
Everybody.
when I call you a sneaker capitalist, it's in jest because you did not enter into the sneaker game to make a profit. When I think about a reseller, I think about a person that feeds their family off buying something for one price and selling it for another.
I mean, yeah,
Because in the
helps with the
sneaker
bill
game, people
sometimes.
have always traded and finessed and used a discount here. Once you own something, a sneaker, a car, a house, and when you're done with it, whether it's for profit or to recoup some losses, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Yeah, it's true. Whoa, we just lost him. The fuck just happened? Yeah, I paused it. I don't know how long we've been. I haven't back. Yeah. What were you saying? You said you can do
Nah,
whatever the fuck you want with it once you
once
sell
you
it and whatever.
once you purchase something, it's yours to do whatever you want with it. You might not like the idea of somebody getting a product and extorting a price and pricing you out. But at the end of the day, if somebody got something, you don't have to buy it from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I call you a sneaker capitalist, it's a joke. You bought something, you realize it's going for way more. You can use that to buy something else or whatever. You do what you want. But every shoe that you like has been influenced based off if H wants to buy that shit. And that's what I respect. Some of the shit that you have purchased, I look at you and go, this man has a aneurysm growing on his frontal lobe. I would never. But that's you. Like, I I even respect when you bought something, you go, man, that shit was whack. What was I thinking?
I do
And,
that all the time.
and
But I
some
did it with
people don't have the
those leafy
courage to say
shroud
that.
shoes. Remember? I thought the leaf thing would be kind of fire, and then I put it on, and I was like, "Damn, it looked crazy. It looked like I really do have a pile of leaves on my feet."
Some
And
people don't
I
have the
took off the
courage to
shroud. I
say
was
that.
like, "Yeah, yeah, it's fine."
I respect it, man. Every time you cop something from Supreme, I look at some of that shit and go, ain't no way I would
Hey,
put
but
that on my body.
you
But
should see
you
how it
do it.
looks how it drips on the body. It looks great, especially. But I don't wear a lot of this stuff. I don't have time, nor do I go outside that much. So it's like,
Well,
if
that's a whole different podcast episode in itself because
yeah,
I watched a guy, he had an immaculate collection. They was like, bro, how many pairs you think you have? He was all like, probably like 800. And I'm like, even if you wore 2 pairs a day, you wouldn't get through your entire rotation, which is crazy.
and what's yeah, I'm up there too, and Drew's up there too, and like he was saying on the Blast Pod, like he's going through his stuff. He's like, damn, why do I have doubles of this and this and this, and I haven't even worn one of these pairs? And in my head, like for me, it's more so I'll cop doubles of things, understanding the economics of it.
Mm.
But will I put it on my feet? I don't know because I don't have time to put everything on my feet. And when like undefeated fours, right? Like I said, I had like 3 or 4 pairs. I didn't even know I could just sell a couple of them now and make a little bit of money just to get rid of them, right?
Mhm.
But I know the marketplace will go up on those at some point, regardless of what happens. But like, that's what's keeping them in my collection. But at the same time, I'm like, I just need to get rid of shit. And then I'm looking at some of the things that I have. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? And you know, I sold some of my Supreme. I like some of the Supreme that I have listed, and it goes for money. I'm just like, okay, I'm probably not gonna wear this. I'm not gonna wear that. I'm not gonna wear that. People buy it because they missed out. So I'm giving somebody else joy because they're gonna put it on their body and
Yeah,
then
because
they're
one
happy
thing
with
I'll
it.
tell you, it's a lot of stuff I missed out on. If the resale market didn't exist, I'd
Oh
be
yeah.
shit out of luck.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's like the crazy part about it all is with all of this stuff. Um, and this is when I try to rationalize in my head like I always get it back, but it's gonna be tough to want it back because knowing that you paid the low for it or retail or even got it on the low, it's hard to say, "Oh, I'm willing to pay $1,000 for it later when it's up at $1,000," even
Mhm.
though you have the capital to do it. Like if I had the capital to do like Travis Scott, the Mocha ones, the OG, the lows, I
Mhm.
sold them for $750 because I need number one, like that was the first thing I ever hit on Nike sneakers. My first time on Nike sneakers, by the way.
That is crazy.
First time I ever got on Nike sneakers, I hit on Travis Scott's. I didn't know what I had. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm seeing her selling for $750. And then the price was dropping. And I was like, I gotta get rid of these, man, because I'm not gonna wear this shit. I don't even like Jordan ones or what I never heard of. I got rid of them. Now they're worth $3,000, right? And I have the fucking fragment ones, the lows. I'm just sitting on those. I wouldn't wear that. I like Jordan ones, but I do not care for that shoe at all. And I could sell it for 2 racks right now if I wanted to, right?
Tim Cook made me hate Travis Lowe's. I know that's
Well,
so random, but every time I see him wear a pair, I go,
I
"Ugh."
think the culture itself is just so enamored with this shoe because when it comes out, the price point is good. They do make a decent amount of pairs. I don't think they're hard to find. But the fact that when people get them for retail, that they put them right on toe, the fact that they're the people like real sneakerheads and stuff put it right on toe, and then other people, the people who wear fakes and all that shit, they're willing to buy them on the cheap, and they look exactly alike. And then the celebrities are willing to buy and resell for any price because they want to be cool. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
wearing Travis Scott's. That's why
I
them
don't
shit sell for $2,000
yeah, I don't
because
hate
there's some
Travis Scott
athletes.
Lowe's.
Yeah,
Like I like the fact that it's something that anybody could take part in and
yeah.
feel special. It's just you see it so much or you see it styled in certain ways. I
Hmm.
personally don't care how a person wears their shoes as long as they're happy, but that don't mean I gotta like it.
Yeah, and you got to think, yo, like from
I
a
mean, and
culture.
then
Oh, go ahead.
no, I was about to say in the case of Tim Cook, he's on Nike's board, so of
Oh
course he
yeah,
can.
he got all the
Even if he
shoes.
wasn't on Nike's board, you think he tripping about a resale price?
Nah, nobody over there is
He
tripping
could
about
buy
resale
StockX.
prices. Yeah, they all don't give a fuck about that shit. It's more or less, the we got to look at it. That's how I rethink all this stuff with sneakers and everything. Like it's it's gotten to the point with me where I just want everything that I want. And it's like I want everything because like if I get these like last week, right?
At
I
least you
went on
want
a dog. I spent about $2,500 on sneakers in the last 2 weeks. I think
what?
maybe
Matter of
more.
fact, that's a nice segue to pick up. Is what did you get?
Oh well, no, I'm talking about just okay. So I got 2 pairs of them Easter joints. I think I talked about that last week.
Easter
I-
Forces.
Easter threes.
Mm, cool. He has
Yeah,
risen. He has risen.
that's a dope shoe, y'all. I showed it to y'all last episode. So, um, let me
Oh,
see what came in. Oh, the Nike Mines. I think I told you all about that last week. They just came in. They look pretty dope. The price
what's
on those
yours?
is
Oh, the
tanking.
green.
No, the slide.
Yeah, the
No,
green
the
ones.
green ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
prices on those are dropping. I had it set right before I got it. I had it set up there for 260. Pairs are telling for 280. No, I had it 280. And then I dropped it to 260 and then people kept undercutting. It's almost below 200 now because all the undercutting. So they did make a decent amount of these and people are getting them.
They're gonna
So
go the way to rejuvenate soon. It's only a matter
oh
of
yeah, the
time. Y'all be
rejuvenates.
patient. Be patient.
Remember when people how much are people paying rejuvenates?
People were paying crazy. Man, me,
For the
you,
special
Mike,
colors.
we were actively sending each other links when they were dropping.
Oh
I remember
yeah.
that.
I ended up, I mean, you ended up getting you didn't like it, right?
Yeah, I just sold them recently. I never wore them.
Did you sell it under retail?
Nah, it was I used them for credit to get something nice.
Oh, okay. I ended up okay. So these things are at 230 right now. So I want to offload them. I'm gonna do a video on them. but they're sitting at 230. They're charting. I guess it's bouncing back up because I saw pairs going for like 215 or whatever. So all the undercutting must be done, and now the marketplace is settling. But I think they're gonna settle around 250 like the other ones.
The fragment ones are going crazy.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's dude. I've never seen these on anybody's feet, retail or resale. I'm the only one that wears these. The shoes, I wear them outside. Nobody says nothing because it looks like a regular ass shoe. The only time you can see the little under orange thing. So that's one pickup. Oh, so other pickups. I did another pair of Union fragment ones.
I saw you posted that in the chat.
Dog, I didn't even want that. I didn't even know I had. I forgot. I put that bid in when I thought I didn't win the raffle. So
it's been sitting there ever since. What was it?
280. 280. I think
it's not bad.
A little under 280. Yeah, 280.
It was going to storage or it's coming to you?
It's coming to me because it was under retail. At the time they were selling for 3 something, but I was like, all right, the market's gonna.
If you hadn't had a pair already, or if you was like, man,
I would have canceled the shit out of that.
I want a second pair. 280 is not bad. Retail was 205.
Yeah, I ended up paying 280. Yeah, with shipping in hand. No, I'm sorry. No, whoa, I paid 251. I had a bid in at 251.
Oh, brother, you can't be mad at that.
Yeah, so all in with shipping and taxes, 285.89.
Oh, bro, that's you paid retail essentially.
Retail with shipping, yeah. If we got them for Union, yeah. No, a little bit. It's 250. So $30 over.
Man, put that thing in the stacks. Let it collect some dust for a year.
I'm gonna wear this fake one. I'm pretty sure it's fake. I'm gonna wear it because the kid's coming right from. It's like coming from overseas.
I'm gonna say wear the one that you think is fake instead of the one that's real later.
I will at some point, but I'm gonna wear these when I get them. And I still got my blue ones, which I got a really good deal on. What I pay for those? $390, so $380.
They're comfortably getting into the 600-700s.
And they're not even the good pair. I'm sorry. I can't look. They don't look good on feet. To me, whenever I see them on feet, I'm like, what the fuck is that shoe?
I will say that stark contrast of white plus the material of the ankle collar. If you don't have on the right pants, it's distracting.
Yeah.
But if you throw some pants over the ankle collar, man,
then what's the point? This is a Royal then, right?
What if you don't have Royals? That's the point. If you don't have Royals,
aren't they retroing this year?
So they say. I've yet to see your image. So.
And then you got the suede Royals, which I actually like, which I have to put I have a couple pairs of those.
If you got those reimagined Royals for the $70-$80, then you all right.
I paid as far as being
happy with the purchase.
I paid retail.
But no, man, I think the Royal ones are, especially when you throwing them purple laces. There's something about ones with purple laces this year. You got those, and you got the Alaska Jordan ones. You throw those purple laces in those.
I don't know about purple on these. I don't know.
Game changer.
We'll see. I just don't. You already wore your Royal Fragment Unions, right? Whatever.
I haven't worn both pair of those Fragment ones a disrespectful amount. I'm getting my money's worth.
It's dope. Well, I got those.
They might share a spot, but they're gonna be in the top 10 for the end of the year.
I'll say
stamping it right now. Those and honorable mention to the Alaskas. Which was a pickup for me.
Very nice. I want those, but
very happy with them.
There's no more ways to get them unless Nike puts a
hit me up after the show. Send me your WhatsApp and have PayPal ready. Now they might smell funny and the box won't be flat, but you gonna get.
I'm gonna put my little bid in when I see, because
once people start getting their VAA pairs, market gonna dip. But I think that's gonna be a shoe just like the Royal Union Fragments. Get them relatively quickly.
Oh yeah, I will,
because they're gonna come back. They're gonna shoot back up.
I don't mind paying like $400 for those because I know what
that's a great price.
I can get a couple pairs if I can. I don't know. I shouldn't be buying them. Parting ways with $800-900 at this moment is not the best thing for me. But whatever. It's for Virgil. It's for Virgil resellers. And I got some Supreme coming in. I bought a couple of hoodies, which I think I talked about last week. I didn't get nothing on the drop. You got anything else besides what you got?
Oh,
whatever you. I mean, surprised what you talk about.
Oh yeah, I got Wake 5s, so I went to a local spot, and I had a ton of clothes that was just sitting around. They were on their way to Goodwill. Really, somebody was gonna make out, but with all the stuff piled up, it was like, hey, you got a ton of credit, and I ended up grabbing the Awakes. Once I got them, they're immediately going out the door for something else because I didn't feel anything. Now, I'm
That
not
was
like
a shoe that was hyped up too much, and people
yeah,
think
I'm
it was
not like a
sneaker of the
big
year.
resale dude. If I sell something, it's to get something else, and I didn't want to walk out of there with nothing because I had a bunch of credit, so that's what I got. But when I got them home, I was like, why did I do that? Like
Sell them.
it still worked because the alternative was I was about to dump a box of clothes to Goodwill, but and it's the blue racer blue pair to be specific. But
That's the
yeah,
better
man,
pair in my opinion. The pink ones are cool, but
I've got black metallics, I've got off white, and I plan on for nostalgia's sake getting the UNC. Ain't no reason I need these racer blues. No reason. They're not a bad shoe if you like them. They're not a bad shoe, even if you don't, as far as like craftsmanship and stuff like that. But the way that they were breaking through people's top 10 lists of the year, I wonder if that energy's still the same.
did they do the Spider-Man drop already with Supreme? They did, right?
I know last week was a Ghostface. I know they did the Spider-Man T already.
Oh, the Ghostface. Oh, Ghostface arc thing.
The
Yeah.
Ghostface hat and shell jackets was last week,
Oh,
I
yeah, let me
believe.
put this. I'm sorry, I'm looking at it. It's not even on the screen. That was last week. This thing. The
Ghostface that dropped last week, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't see these. I'd have bought this. That's kind of
No,
fire.
I don't know about that. I'm talking about the shell jackets.
This? Wait, shut. What the fuck? I don't know what you're talking about. That's Vance. Oh, this is just random. Where the fuck is the? Oh, here, spring
See, they
2016,
say left to drop,
2020.
so that means that didn't drop. But these are that jacket
Yeah,
there,
this joint. Wait,
to the right of the
this?
Spider-Man jacket.
The
The one that
Margella?
looks like a
Oh, this one
Buffalo strap.
here.
Yeah. For those not watching at home, we're talking about the rain jacket with Ghostface and the bloody knife hit on the back.
Oh, that's kind of fire. I wouldn't wear this outside though.
I'm about to say, as a Scream fan, I'm talking about a hardcore, directed by Wes Craven, written by Kevin Williamson, starring Nev Campbell. Scream fan would not wear that.
You putting out another pillow next week?
You mean this week?
This week? I might go for this.
They have
Drew,
some zip on and off cargo pants that I was like, I'm a cargo pants guy. I
me
love
too.
cargo pants. So I want to grab those. Drew always talks about how good Supreme pants are, and I don't think I own a single pair of Supreme pants after I had those ballerina reflective
This
Gore-Tex pants from like last year.
this toaster's still sitting. It's tempting, but I don't really toast that much bread.
Yeah, I'm not the type of person that's gonna need a Supreme toaster. I'll just get a regular toaster, bro.
Yeah, I might get these Spider-Man undies. Switch it up a little bit. Jump out
Nah,
the closet,
see,
surprise the wife.
I'm about to say I'm 33 years old, so me wearing Spidey draws is out of the question.
It's always fun when you change it up, especially when you're married.
I got a web shooter, but I don't need my draws to
No,
reflect.
if my wife sees me in like a bright pair of underwear, she's like, "Oh, I like those." Yeah, bet you do.
No comment. I respect that woman. And her mother follows me on TikTok, so I'm not gonna say that.
Her mom follows everybody. She just started hitting follow on everybody.
Shout out mom, man. Shout out Raised
Shout
by
out,
Her podcast. If y'all don't
yeah,
watch it and
shout
y'all
out
want
to
the female gaze, or if you are a woman, all two of them that listen to this, shout out Raised by Her, man.
there are some women that listen to it. This is kind of dope. Reversal folk. Why do they put out all this wintry type shit in the springtime and
Yo,
summer collection?
they do that a lot.
It's crazy.
I noticed. And most of Supreme's flagship stores, if not all of them, are in warm climates. And that's what came out last week. The screw stuff.
Hmm.
Look out. I didn't get a jersey. I'm upset. I need to get one.
I'll tell you what I bought if I could find it. It's not on here.
What
I
do you
do
feel
want this.
about them tapping Joel Santana for the USA branded stuff?
So
The
they did
flags.
that. They did that twice. Right? They did it for him when they did the hoodie back in 2016, I think. I mean, they bit the whole aesthetic that that whole custom suit he was wearing in that Dipset video. So yeah, let him model it. I ain't mad at it.
We gonna get a photo tee part two? Let's do it.
That'll be dope. I don't think
Have
did
they
they
ever
ever redo photo tees? Just
they've
bring
never
back people.
revisited. That could be the first.
I want one of the Arabics. These came out already, didn't they? Always wanted to buy one of these. I never do. I got the hat.
That's dangerous. You walking around in Ohio with that on.
I don't give a fuck.
Right.
This is
Oh.
dope. Power generator, Supreme. How much is that? Don't have a price on this yet. This is all new shit, huh?
That's something functional.
Yeah.
I wouldn't criticize you for buying that because it does what it does.
Well, you like the microphone, huh? I want the microphone.
I didn't even see it.
Oh, you didn't see the microphone? It's the same one I'm using right now. But it's a Supreme one. Look at, is that a money machine? This is dope.
Yeah, that's
I got one of
coming out
these
this week.
I got one of these like this brand too, Bug Assault thing. Yeah, it really kills spiders and fly. Yo, you could shoot a fly out the air with this bitch. It just like guns it down for real, for real. These things are
I might have to
useful.
get that for the summertime.
It's for shooting down, but you don't shoot at people, bro. It'll hurt people.
I meant like flies. Being outside the cookout.
Yeah, it's good shit. I thought that was a SIM card or a credit card or something. Yeah, I got something. Oh, here it is. This is the microphone.
Yeah. 2016 through 2021, especially with everybody starting a podcast, this would have went quadruple platinum in the hood.
Oh, it still is. I mean, people are still trying to be podcasters and shit.
Look at us failing
You
at
know what I'm
the
saying? I mean, some people built for it, some aren't.
I always tell people, they be like, man, what made you do a podcast? I'm like, me and my friends talk shit all the time. We might as well record it and have people watch it.
Yeah. And it's dude, like, I mean, I did all the hard work building up a social media following. So
yeah, I'm just here talking shit. Like, why would I not do this?
Hey,
Like,
might as well capitalize on it.
Yeah. Like, I tell people all the time, to all my aspiring young entrepreneurs out there that's trying to make their way through school, you're gonna masturbate anyway. Just record it. Go ahead and log into OnlyFans. You're gonna do it anyway.
Right.
Now have people pay you for it.
Right.
You can spend all that money to get your feet beat, manicured, and prettied up. Take a picture of it and get some bread.
I know what I bought. Okay, let me show. I'll go. It's probably still sitting on the site. So I did buy. It's not on here. Supreme. Here it is.
You know what I'm starting to wonder as well? The retention of Supreme. Because I was thinking about, for example, the screw jersey. And a lot of my local shops that would used to get Supreme and post it, I found like, and now this is just me speculating, a lot of people are getting this stuff and holding on to it because I'm not seeing it on platforms too heavy.
I got this.
The S.
Yeah, I always wanted one with the little devil on it.
The S that card.
Yeah.
It would be cool if they did a fitted with the actual like indentations of the horn with some Playboy Cardi shit.
They haven't done that yet. They haven't done the S. Oh yeah, like and I bought one of these. I think I bought the white one.
Yeah, that's set for a while. You know,
it's
when you
still
get
fitting. Shit. Is this a half zip?
Yeah, half zip.
No, it's not. It's a full zip.
Oh.
Looks like, yeah, I think it's a full zip. I wouldn't buy a half zip. That's crazy. I don't like
half zips. You get a half zip, a fitted, and some matcha.
This is fire.
You basically a scene kid at that point.
This is fire. I think it's respectable. I'd wear this outside. Like, it's not too. I mean, the logos are subtle. They're eye catching.
That navy one, cool. I like that one.
The what?
That navy one.
Oh, the navy one. Yeah, I was looking at that one. This one's still sitting too, right? Yeah, they all sitting.
What's the retail? What's the cost?
190, 198. It's not too bad.
Man, if it was in that sweet spot of that 160,
I mean, what's the difference, bro?
$30.
Anyway, oh, you were saying about what were you saying about the like resellers holding it or whatever? Retention, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be I missed out on something. I could find it relatively easy at shops, but now I'm really seeing people keeping Preem and putting it on Bob.
You know what? Now, bro. Remember we were sending around pictures of the damn Nardwuar sneakers? This goes perfect with the Nardwuar sneaker. This is the sweatshirt you wear with the Nardwuar.
Matchy, but I ain't mad
it's
at it.
It's not matchy. It's just the lettering.
Look, it's not obnoxious, but yeah,
that's just the lettering. It's not obnoxious, yeah, but it fits that. Is that green? It's green, isn't it?
The tartan print.
Tartan. Isn't that the... Yeah. Tartan.
I see it. I see the Catholic schoolgirl skirt print.
That's fire. I mean, it is what it is. But, you know. Now I missed this. I should have bought one of these. I would probably went with the blue one. Or the black. The black would be too matchy. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'd go with the black.
It's so many different colors on that shoe that you couldn't go wrong with any of them.
The gray? Nah, the camo. The camo's still sitting. Should I just get it?
Hey. Why not? That's you. It's calling you
Nah,
Lynch.
I'm not gonna get that. Nah, the camo. Every time I buy camo stuff that's not a jacket or pants, when I buy like a camo hoodie or whatever, it just looks like it just doesn't look great on my body. I don't know
Capone
why.
Noriega.
Maybe I'm too. Oh shit! The DJ Screw statue is still available.
Ain't no way.
Oh no! It usually says sold out there. Nope, it's still no. You're right. It's sold
I'm
out.
about to say, I know that's gone.
I don't know what. I mean, look, all respect to DJ Screw, but they could have done a better job with this. They always do this with like when they did the MOP collab. They didn't put a good effort into it, in my opinion. I bought all that stuff. They still got the ATM? Nah.
You know they don't. The 3 that they made.
I ain't gonna hold you
They
though.
should have put one in every flagship store.
The Supreme bags. Oh, these aren't sold out yet. I might go get another one. I like this color. I bought this one, the black one here. It's funny how backpacks, yo. Like I be thinking about backpacks all the time. How much, I don't know if you when you was in school, if you was a JanSport kid or whatever. Like
Nah,
when your
it was
mom's
North Face. That was the
North Face
flex.
back then. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, JanSport was a flex back in our day, my day, whatever. But spend $168 now on a backpack seems like a good deal for some reason to me.
Man, do kids even carry books to school anymore?
I'm just saying, no, I mean as an adult, like
Oh,
as
like
an adult that would use a backpack. Because I bought like business backpacks that have like phone chargers in it and like secret compartments you can put shoes
the
in. Spent
laptop
like
and all that stuff.
$300. Yeah. And then I don't even like, and it's bulky and I don't like it. And now I went very well, I still have it. This the remember I bought the denim joint.
Mhm.
So this is so fire, yo. The denim Supreme joint.
That looks like a kid's backpack, like a
Nah,
dingy
no,
one,
bro.
because it's denim. Not like
Well,
size wise, but I'm saying with the denim aesthetic, it makes it look like
really?
the type of bag that a kid just come in the house and just throw on the ground.
It is. It is. It feels good. I like carry. It's very small. I've carried it on 2 trips already, and I love it. I love it. Not mad at it at all.
I
So
need to get another backpack. But I remember I've been so turned off from Supreme bags, not for quality or anything like that. It's just the fact that PTSD from those days where all you saw was Supreme shoulder bags.
I
Oh,
fell into that trap, yo.
the
Or the
faithful.
fucking crossbody. I got a
Oh,
couple of crossbodies.
crossbody and waist bags, man.
What a useless item. Like I, I keep thinking about when the crossbody fad was. I was like, okay, I started carrying very little things in my pocket. Like I went down to a very small wallet. My phone is the biggest thing in my pocket. Other than that, a handkerchief, or I don't even carry keys. Everything I have is like
Digital.
fingerprint
Yeah.
or even my lock on my doors, all digital, whatever. No keys at all. I used to carry a bunch of keys. But now it's just a wallet and my handkerchief and my damn phone. So whenever I do a crossbody bag, sometimes when we travel, but even then it gets too tedious. I'd just rather have a backpack. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Put more stuff in it. Carry a
If
drink.
I'm traveling, I might have a crossbody bag if my main bag is like if I do a weekend trip and my all my stuff can fit in my backpack, my crossbody might be the thing I need essentially. With me, my EDC, my everyday carry is phone, wallet,
EDC.
keys on the key ring, so I hook them on the belt or something. AirPods,
This might be
hey,
something though.
prayer. That's it. That's all I need.
I had some Nike bags like this that I use. They're actually pretty cool. I don't know if I need another thing. I can just use my Nike bag, but this is cool.
I go minimalist with backpacks because they strictly for utility. Branded one would be cool if the price is fair,
Do a
but
Merce.
definitely not a need. Uh, I'm
So
not Indiana Jones. I ain't carrying the satchel. I'm good.
this is a Merce, the man, sir, man purse.
But it
These
shows how
seems
much
cool.
times are changing. Because back in the day, none of this stuff would be available.
Here's a little literal, but because they do the same thing every season. Everybody has this shit. Every season you can go look and find the same fucking thing.
But once again, though, I gotta respect that because for the people who always missed out, now's their chance to finally, put their money where their mouth is. It's kind of like when they do the forces. They'll
Right, they
drop
just
some
drop randomly.
forces.
Yeah.
Boom. At one point, seeing those white forces with them red supreme laces, it was an epidemic, and now it's just like it's a subtle flex.
Oh, that's all I wear is Supreme Forces. I have like 4 pairs. Every time they drop, I buy another pair. I'm still
It's to
rocking
the
the
point.
first pair that I opened, but
It's to the point. I'm gonna probably get some one day. I think when I was gonna get them, the Good Enough collab dropped, and I got those, and I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Those are
hmm
underrated. I like those.
Do they have anything on here? Accessory? Let's see. They got shoes, shirts, t-shirts.
You better than me. Once the initial drop on Thursday happen, I'll never spin the blog until next week.
Yeah, but they got some stuff. Look at these shorts.
Supreme better watch out. You got pilots coming with their Nike collabs.
These sold out, didn't they? Oh, these sold out. Okay, these are DJ
Those
Screw
are the
shorts.
Swoosh, yeah.
Those are kind of dope, actually. I mean, $118 for just a small logo joint. Come on, man. You go to Marshalls and get you some Wilson's, Anta, whatever you want to call it.
Yo, Anta, let's go. Anta X Supreme win.
Oh yeah, that'd be a dope collab. Would suck.
It will be
that's
major.
DJ Screws thing.
Yes, Screwed Up Crew. You better get your screw knowledge up.
I'm good. I mean, I'm not fun. I used to listen to the music though. Maybe I should get one of these to match my fucking. I don't know what color I bought though. I forgot.
How did you forget, bro? You bought
I
it.
think I bought the gray one. Should I be matchy and get the?
Don't ask me about matchy.
This is green.
All rights reserved on that one.
I should get a purple. This would be different. But if I get the this means I have to wear the whole sweatsuit because I do have some pants Supreme pants that actually match this. Let me put in the cart.
Don't do that. Don't be a mannequin, bro.
No,
be a man, not a mannequin.
All right. So you don't think you can match a sweatsuit top to bottom? You wouldn't do that?
If me and Wu-Tang about to record something for the 36 Chambers, yeah.
Oh, come on, man. It's like a sweat. Come on, you want to wear like a hoodie and
if
matching
I'm going
sweatpants.
to Costco to pick up a pizza, yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's the whole way you're supposed to rock that.
But I'm not about to be out here when my man pull out the iPhone. Hey, yo, flick me up real quick for the gram.
I mean, depending.
I'm not doing that in general, bro.
I'm not. And not flicking up for anything and doesn't fit like that, but it's comfortable. It makes sense, and I feel like normies will look at that and respect it as a good fit. A normie would, especially if it's a name brand joint. You know, when you come out with an all polo,
something about how I wear sets that I don't want to look like I'm coaching little league, so I've never intentionally bought a full. Like it was a point when I was younger, yeah, I had the full Nike Tech on that Central Sheet shit. But that's when Nike Tech was brand new, and that was like a statement piece. And there's nothing wrong with people who wear full suits. I just know how I dress. It's not the most flattering on me, so I don't do it. But like when I'm making a run to the mailbox, trash can, UPS, like I said, to get that pizza, which I'm probably gonna get tonight, man.
Pizza sounds
All
good.
my drawers clean. I don't give a fuck what I don't.
Wait, do you have a short torso or a long or a proportion out? Well, I mean, I
think I'm like super symmetrical.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to
figure. A
figure.
lot of times, like a homie might have a brand, and they be like, "Yo, style this for me real quick," and I'm like, "Cool." I think the only thing about me that's like, damn, I didn't notice is my wingspan's real long. But that's
you do look like you have a long wings. I noticed that in a couple.
That's why I size up in hoodies and long sleeve shirts because my biggest pet peeve is seeing my wrist knob, bro. I hate that.
Yeah, I hate that too. I don't have long arms. Maybe I do. I don't know, but I always say not. I always get the. I get that a lot.
I've been told my legs long as shit, but I'm also 6 feet, so I'm like it's
I thought
proportional.
you were taller than that.
People say that because my dad.
You look taller.
My dad's 6'3" and I'm like an inch shorter than him, but I feel like I'm just 6 feet.
It's probably your arms then.
Yeah.
I see, whenever I see pictures like you, I always think that you're taller, or you just standing next to real short people. That could be it too.
I got some short friends. So it's my strategy to look cooler.
You always gotta look cooler. I try to. I always end up looking. Whenever I flick up in pictures, I always end up looking sloppy as fuck because I just don't, like my shit gets wrinkled or something, and I just get annoyed with it. I'm not gonna buy that stupid beanie. I'm never gonna wear it.
Don't do that.
I'm not gonna wear it. I just thought about it. I was like, it's got like devil horns and shit. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do with that? I'm already wearing a jacket that got the devil horn on it. What's the point?
I think going forward, especially as we teeter to the old heads in the community, before we hit checkout, we got to start saying, "What the fuck am I doing with this?"
Wait, hold on. You got you. You're talking to the wrong podcast person about that. Talk to the homie Drew about that.
What?
He is a walking, like he's still. I like he dresses. I'll say this: if he was a 20-year-old skater kid, he's the best dressed skater kid I ever seen in my life.
Oh, you can tell. Yeah, you can tell how he was raised. Like,
yeah.
Influence.
No, I appreciate the fact that he's like, fuck it, but at the end of the day, he's pushing 60. And
Yeah, when he said
look,
he was
pulling that off.
50 last week, I said, "Whoa, you're 50? Damn, man."
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be 47 this year.
Got down 47.
Yeah, somebody gave me a good compliment today. I was on a conference call, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm about to be 47 in June." They were like, "Oh my god, I thought you were like 35." I'm like, "Yeah." Back, like 5 years ago, people would have said I look 25. Thank you, I guess.
Hey,
But I didn't.
man.
Dude, when I dye the beard, when I do the jet black on my beard, I get
Oh, don't do jet
25.
black. You're gonna look like a
Oh,
90s supervillain.
oh, I do the jet black, bro.
Jet black? Oh man, that's gonna be wild.
I
We
got
gotta
fun.
see.
I got fun. I do it all the time. You guys just don't notice. But
I've
funny
never
story. But I have to
personally do it.
double, like, dude, the beard. I need to get that Beijing shit that R. Kelly used to put in his hair because I use regular, like, just for men, and the jet black. I have to apply it like 3 times for me to
No,
get
that
a real
Beijing
good jet
shit.
black,
That's that Jalen Brown shit. I've seen people at my job get that.
dude.
Like at my old job, like it was an old cat who would get it, and we'd be like, "Bro, don't lean your head on shit."
Yeah, it doesn't stay in your beard long, and it's like, um, yeah, you can sweat it out easy. I heard if you don't get a good one, but the
But hey,
regular just for men.
fresh out the Cheeto. Hey,
Yeah. No, but the regular just for men that you get from like the CVS or whatever, I have to apply it like 3 times for me to get a good jet black now because I have so much gray in my beard. Like it's starting to come out. Like I just dyed. When was it? End of March. So the gray is starting to grow. I'm beyond the salt and pepper. I'm more gray. I'm more salt than pepper now. So
yeah, I don't
it
got
is
those
what it is.
problems yet, but
I mean, you're still a young man. When I was your age, I had the same thing. Then a little things started poking out. Little things started falling out here on the top of the head.
he said that little thing started poking out. What happened?
Poking out of the
Ooh,
chin. Pause. Yeah. Well, I look. We got one more thing to talk about, in my opinion, because I said this is on the topic list.
okay.
Kanye, he's back. He is back, like literally back. I want to have a real discussion without haters in the room.
The bully is back.
The bully is back. Yeah. So I didn't want,
In your
like
opinion, he never left.
I've been saying this. I've been saying this. Look, you don't count a winner out, yo. Kanye, no matter what the fuck he does, he's gonna win. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I respect. Look. I'm not. I've already said it in many things. I've looked past all the controversies. The man definitely has mental issues. We've known this for years. For years. You know, but the mass appeal, the way he brings people together with the music and how he can. Yo, I saw like people who I know are just like dumb MAGA supporters reposting his shit, like on some like, yo, he did touch the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how he's impact. He just doesn't
One
remember how
thing I will
OJ.
say,
Okay.
because a lot of people I know personally went to SoFi
Yeah.
to go see his show, and it clicked with me that one of my homies, Coda, is in his early 20s. And from traveling to standing in line to copping merch to connecting with people to jumping around and singing the songs word for word. And I looked at the people he was with and I'm like, yo, these are kids.
Hmm.
This guy, whether you hate Kanye, love him, indifferent, coping with the fact that he wore a Klan's outfit, all that stuff, this man is really actively still capturing people. And I'm saying this from an objective standpoint. It was just like, wow. Cause somebody like you who grew up with Kanye, you were comfortably in your adult years when All Falls Down and stuff like that was out.
My early
With
20s, yeah.
Yeah, with me growing up with Kanye, literally watching Touch the Sky on MTV, watching the Stronger video and seeing him blend like all that anime stuff I was into with hip hop music, and then the Yeezys came out. Like that was high school for me.
Hmm.
So the influence was there, but to see people who, yeah, man, I remember my first Kanye album was Yeezus, and I'm like, what? That was your first Kanye album? Or man, The Life of Pablo, Certified Hood Classic. Like I heard that when I was in seventh grade. I'm like, what did you
Bro.
just say to me? And I'm seeing kids even younger than that going on the top 5 albums of all time, and I'm like, damn, that was like you heard that in middle school. You heard that in high school.
Yep.
So it's something. A lot of people hear a rapper being 30 plus, and they're washed. We had that debate in the group chat. The Clips is washed. This is washed. These old heads. But Kanye West don't get that same stigma. When Kanye West drop a shirt or relaunch a whole website with $20 apparel and slides and crazy
People pay
looking
attention.
boots, man,
hmm
kids are here for that, man. DJ Clark Kent said it before he passed on the Sneaker of the Year panel. These people look at Kanye West like he's a superhero,
Yeah.
you know.
And
Um,
he sort of is, man, considering the times, man. You gotta look. Like, the world is so fucked up, and somebody with that type of voice who just never gave a fuck from top to bottom, no matter what, man. You go all the way back to 2002. That's when I got first exposed to him, what he was saying and stuff. Just watching that early, him just talk, and the way he just was so confident and aware. Like, he understood his flaws. He understood, you know, how to move and everything. And there's certain people, and me personally in my life, from a celebrity standpoint, that I look at the same way as Kanye. It's like Larry David, right? I look at him the same way. He's a hero of mine too. You be able to be, I mean, reach a certain status in life, but also just be able just to speak your mind and, be aware of everything that's around you, and, say, oh yeah, I was wrong, whatever, and just keep it moving. And none of us are like that. People have too much pride. And people have too much, they just want to hold things back. You're starting to see some of the older celebrities become more mindful of that shit. Like, you saw that Jay-Z interview, right? Where he was talking to that kid about the
mhm.
whatever. Like, he
Big
was
big
very
GT.
aware. He was just like, yo, I'm scared of certain things. I don't think hip hop battle rap is this or that. Like, he's giving real perspective. And mind you, these guys are supposed to be invincible. They're supposed to be braggadocious, all this other shit. But yo, this dude's worth $1 billion something dollars. He got bigger things to think about than some what hood niggas think about him.
So
You know
I
what I
got a
mean?
good question for you, because
Yeah.
I know you have state your claim about what's objectively good and bad, especially with people on this platform that we share. When Kanye West was going through his Black Klansman, how Hitler, White Lives Matter,
Mhm.
what did you feel? Did you feel like that was performative? Did you get upset? Like, what was your thought process?
I mean, we was doing this podcast back then, right? It was last year, right?
Yeah, but
Was it
I'm,
last
I'm
year?
you know, just we're just circling back because it's clear to see that you said Ye's back as if he ever went anywhere.
Mhm.
That's what you're saying. A lot of people
So,
packed Ye up when he did that stuff. So what were you thinking when that was happening?
I did denounce it. I did carry it. Remember when I put the White Lives Matter up and all, jokingly,
Mhm.
all that. I honestly, well, no, I did buy the White Lives Matter, but I didn't know the Pope was on the back, which makes it kind of dope now, and I kind of want to wear it. But um, there's him doing all of that stuff just represented him trying to prove certain points in culture. The reason why he did the Hail Hitler song or the White Lives Matter and all that stuff was to prove a point that he could have probably articulated best in an essay or an interview if he knew how to do it that way. Meaning, look, there is a contradiction when you say things like Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. And I'm not going to get too deep into it, but when I saw Black Lives Matter, I thought, yeah, of course. Logically speaking, of course, Black
Yeah,
Lives
as a
Matter.
black man, you wanna
Exactly.
align with that, of course.
Exactly. I Of course, and I understood it, but people do not think critically about these things. And it's also from a marketing perspective, since I am a marketer, it's bad marketing because it's not inclusive. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
his whole thing was, hey, we embrace we say nigga all the time, right? As black people, most people, a lot of people taking it out of their vocabulary. I know a lot of, I'm trying to myself, and I'm only half black. Sometimes I feel like when I'm around a bunch of black people that don't know or don't that can't like tell if
Yeah,
I'm
that's your
black
off
or
the
whatever.
cuff.
And when I say it, they automatically, like the way I talk, whatever, they get it. Like, okay, I guess you black. Then nobody's ever questioned it. But at the end of the day, I feel like as I've grown into my adult years and seen some of my peers stop saying it, meaning like Sean don't say it like as much. A lot of my rapper friends don't say it. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I'm still one of the people that just says it because I don't know why. It was never part of my vocabulary. But my dad also never slapped me in the mouth when I said it either. You know what I mean? So it was just one of those things where it's like, all
Didn't
right.
have the same stigma.
Yeah, exactly. My dad
that
never
has
really said
now.
that stuff around the house, but when I started rapping the songs and doing all that stuff in the house, he never questioned or cared, right? And mind you, it's just whatever. Nobody ever lectured me on it, so I get it though, why you need to remove it and whatnot. But then at the same time, so my hero Jay-Z still says it like nothing, right? He says it in his music, in the interviews, whatever. And then you got people, but that just means it's still ingrained in our minds as part of the culture, and it's very acceptable to some. But what Kanye was doing, just going back to him, when he did the Heil Hitler song, he was doing that just to say, like, look, I'm a black man. Isn't this absurd? Right? But look what he did. It changed the whole perspective of what Nazism and white supremacy stood for. 6 months after that song came out, who were the top Nazis on social media? Nick Fuentes, a Mexican kid. Myron Gaines, a Somali refugee,
Mm-hmm.
a black man, basically, right? The Tate brothers, biracial, black father, white mother. Who's the other one? Sneeko, Asian and black. 5 motherfuckers, 5, 6 motherfuckers, leading a white supremacy movement based off of the acceptance of Kanye West into that fold.
So you don't see that as a problem, though? You don't
I
think
see it
Kanye
as
vocalizing
absurd.
that gave them some
No, it proves his
gumption?
point. No, his point was that this is stupid. You know what I mean? Mind you, the way he did it was dumb, but his point was like, look, I'm doing this stupid shit, and y'all think I'm I'm black as fuck. Yeah, like you could look at every leader in nations, whether it's like Mussolini, Hitler, Bill Clinton, fucking Barack Obama or whatever. There's good things you could point out about each one of them, right? From a leadership standpoint, maybe, or policy standpoint, or whatever. Obviously, Hitler's evil, Mussolini's evil, Barack Obama could be evil. You could say like, oh, Barack Obama did all these drone strikes and deportations. That's a bad thing, right? But also the other guy did the Holocaust, and the other guy killed a bunch of his own people too, and then this and that. So everybody, you can look at the flaws in everybody, some more extreme than others. Trump does whatever he does, and even though I hate Trump with a passion, I don't think he's good for the world. He's pretty much going to mark all our deaths at some point with his stupidity if they let it keep going. But what Kanye, I feel, was trying to do is just point up the absurdity of how we say these things and live in these contradictions, because his point with Jewish people too. Like he says, yeah, I'm friends with some Jews, but also at the same time, I understand what this Jewish person, this person, and these few Jewish people did to me. And now he's painting him with a broad brush, but now look what's going on, right? Not that not off of his word particularly, but the things he was pointing out. Oh, all these people are Zionists now, right? And then they're saying that, oh, they own this, they do that, right? And now all these Zionists are the ones that they hate, not necessarily Jews. This is the same thing that happened in World War II. It's the same thing that happens across the board whenever they persecute the Jew. And it's getting to a point where it's like, oh, that absurd talk that he's doing is becoming culturally acceptable. And there was a clip of Don Lemon today that I wanted to bring up, but I'll just break it down. He basically said, he compared Kanye. He's like, why are you people still listening to Kanye? He sold out SoFi and all this other stuff. And he did all this stuff, and you people still support him. It's like supporting R. Kelly. It's like whatever. And then I got in the comments, and I wrote a comment, and I said, well, I mean, you on here, obviously there's Trump people. People don't like Trump, but people still celebrate him or whatever. And it's fine. That's their opinions and stuff. But last time I looked, Kanye ain't destroying the world. Last time I looked, when he performed at SoFi, he didn't do that Heil Hitler song, right? So I'm always feeling like there's a point of redemption for certain people. And this is why, if you go back to that podcast where Drew and I were talking about it, I don't think you were there that week. I'm just like, I asked Drew this like bluntly. He's like, I don't know if I could ever forgive, because obviously Drew is Jewish. And I'm like, well, I get it. But at the same time, if we can't get forgiveness from other humans, and what's the point? You know what I mean? Especially look, you fool me once, shame on me. No, wait, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame
Okay,
on
George
me.
Bush.
What is the saying? Like when somebody
Fool me
fucks you
once,
over twice.
shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah, exactly.
Fool me, you can't
So
get fooled again.
exactly, yeah. So look, Kanye's never fucking fooled me. He says what he says, and I already know what I'm getting out of it.
He
He's never
fooled you with that easy order. Nah,
No, they sent it eventually. Now he could have fucked me over on that, but I give a charge back from my credit card. I mean, problems get solved on their own if you have the right resources to get them solved. But like this whole thing that's going on with him and people having these moral things, like, bro, don't go see him if you don't want to see him. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't bother me. Shit, I'll go because And then when you see the clip on social media, him doing that song with Lauryn Hill, standing on the fucking globe, and then you start singing the shit, and you're like, oh shit, I forgot he did Heil Hitler. These oh, let me turn that off. And you go right back and listen to it again. This shit streamed almost 250 million the first week streams, bro. It's gonna be number one next week and the week after that. All his music's up. People buying his merch still. They let him do a Super Bowl ad. Like it's he gonna be performing at the Super Bowl at some point. I have
Whoa,
that feeling.
that's that's an interesting prediction. We'll have to hit
Well,
couch
at
to
some point,
check the
look.
odds.
Did you think that he would be doing a sold out stadium in the States again after all that shit?
To be honest, and I'm gonna be 100%. When Kanye West was going on his tirades and stuff like that, I was kind of unplugged. He had lost his Adidas relationship.
Mhm.
His stuff was taking forever to ship out. His new music was getting pushed back, pushed back. I had stopped having Kanye West in my radar, not because I was doing any form of activism or boycotting him. I just didn't care. His life was a mess, and I
Yeah,
wasn't gonna be a party to it because it didn't affect mine.
yeah.
He
Neither,
dropped something. We'll talk about it on the show, but I never heard How Hitler. I have only seen the White Lives Matter gear vicariously through you and maybe through a couple Reddit posts on the Yeezy forum, a subreddit.
Mhm.
It was passive. I didn't hate it and I didn't love it. So I didn't even know until his Mexico shows that he was banned from performing in the United States.
Oh yeah, they did that. They canceled. He was set up to do some kind of tour with
Yeah,
Donda or something like, or not Don, whatever's out at the time. But
but
yeah,
yeah, he did his apology and then he started
oh, when he
popping up.
kissed that ride by his feet and all that shit, man, they was like, all right, good boy. And but look, I don't know what's in Kanye's mind and all that stuff, but he needs the attention. He needs the fame. That's what fuels him. That's what makes him more creative. This album, and if you give it another listen, you said you didn't really listen to it like that, or you gave it
No,
a
I listened to it.
all right. I I think it's one step closer to him, and people appreciate it more because I listen to it passively because the songs are so short, right? He does it in that modern day 1.5 minute, 2.5 minute
And
format.
he's been on that wave since that Kids See Ghost era.
Yeah, I don't particularly care for it because some of these hooks and stuff are so strong, and I would really love to hear another verse or just sing the hook over again. But that's what the repeat button's for, I guess. But it's it sound like sonically it's almost there. They just sound like the songs sound kind of not rushed, but just incomplete. Like there's more. You got to give me another verse. And
Well,
as
let's
yeah,
my bad to cut you off, but
oh, you good.
Kanye West in the digital music age, one thing he does frequently is revise. So whether you like or dislike Bully, one thing you can keep in mind is that 9 times out of 10, this might not be the final product.
Oh yeah, he might put it out and there'll be like 10 extra verses and the 9 features, right? And
Donda
oh, they
2
put
will
out a
be the
deluxe.
best.
They already said they're putting out a deluxe at some point, so there's gonna be a lot more. So creatively, I don't think he's almost back in pocket, which is great. I love it because this Bully album. Now that I've listened to it a few times, actually I only listened to it 4 times. And yesterday I was just jamming out to it while I was working. And I was like, damn, this is good. I didn't think it was like he did the sped up soul samples. He did the whole like, you know, he did a whole bunch of just songs. He just brought, he did the Supremes, Can't Hurry Love. Now, actually, did he sample the Phil Collins? I don't know, like Supreme Phil Collins or
Yeah, I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
but
Like the way.
yeah, he did a whole. That record is fire. Like it just brought me back to them times when I just see him doing shit in the studio and fucking around. And remember, I had said last week, like, some of the stuff that didn't make the album is usually some of the better stuff. And in this situation, like honestly, I usually I hear back in the day I used to hear all the Kanye music before it even came out. I used to work at the label or whatever, and I used to be in the internet in the tranches, in the forums and stay grabbing music that leaks. But I haven't been keeping up with that. But this sounds like a bunch of stuff that leaked and should have been on the last project or this other project or whatever. And it sounds good sonically. I mean, it could have been mixed better, to be honest with you. But he's going. It's really kind of grimy the way it was mixed. It wasn't. You could tell it wasn't done in like a pro studio, and there's a lot of filtering being done and whatnot to make it cleaner. But it's good enough compared to what he's done. Like the stuff he did with um Ty Dolla Sign and stuff was
Oh,
cool.
vultures. Yeah.
Yeah, Vultures, Vault 1 and 2. It's like,
I
yeah, it
totally
was
forgot
okay.
about vultures for a second.
I mean, there's not to me too. I mean, even that Carnival song didn't last long with me. Like it got run, but it wasn't like like Rich the Kid doesn't hit like that for me. Whoever else was on the song, whatever. Like
Party
it.
and all those guys.
Oh yeah, Playboy Cardi. I never really got into that type of music, and I know that's why that song popped because their fans loved it, and obviously Kanye always adds on. But nah, I mean this is kind of a there's very few features. It's good. It's 18 songs, but really, if you think about the format, it's probably more like a strong 10 if
Yeah.
you combine songs together. 10, a strong 10 songs you could count on. So I'm with it. And again, I never counted them out. So I'm excited to see what he does in once brands potentially come back to working with him, if they do, or if
Yeah,
he does his
'cause
own thing,
yeah, 'cause I
and
know a
does it right
couple brands have pulled out from the festival that he's gonna be partaking in. I know Pepsi was the big one.
in the UK. Yeah. I heard a rumor that Coke is replacing them, but whatever.
That I think that was like a joke because the first tweet I saw, everyone was like, "Coke, you know what to do."
Yeah. I mean, look, they haven't kicked him out as the headliner yet, so I think that they're really standing by the cultural meaning of this.
As
Because
far
you got to think.
as far
Oh,
as no, I'm saying as far as businesses go,
yeah.
nowadays, man, morals and culture are so gray. I mean, look at like you said, the political landscape of the world. People are saying and doing things that
Hmm.
morally they would have never thought twice about saying out loud. And based off the numbers and the presence that Kanye West is bringing to SoFi and on streaming, I can see why people would want to not support him because he did say some outlandish things. But from a monetary standpoint, people got to remember that's what brands and business are about: money.
Yeah.
These companies that have disassociated themselves with Kanye are not disassociating themselves because they believe strongly with their morals and beliefs. They know how bad it would look on one end of the spectrum if they continue to support Kanye. But
Well,
the other
it's
end of the
not. I
spectrum
mean,
is
yeah.
he bringing in revenue right now, so they don't care.
But do you see, like, I don't know, maybe I'm in a different algorithm than most people, but the out the public, like, just normies coming out of the woodworks, just supporting, like, damn, I want to go to the next concert. I love the album, and
Nah,
people
this is the
giving,
most positive light I've seen Kanye West be painted
yeah,
in quite some time.
yeah. Lauren Hill came out and performed with them. Like there's the culture is starting to embrace them again.
Even Kim Kardashian, and before this run at SoFi, they were interviewing her about her skim stuff, and she was like, as far as like heels and women's wear, Kanye is unmatched. Like she didn't have anything but positive things to say about his comeback in that aspect. So,
Mhm.
hey,
So look, I'm with it. All I know is that look, I've always been a supporter. I do know when my people that I admire when they drop the ball, but I would want them to forgive me. Like if I said something crazy or did something crazy, I'd want my friends and family to forgive me. But also, you got to understand, like, what has he done? More people have taken advantage of him than not. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's crazy and all this other stuff, and but at the end of the day, bro, how many people took advantage of him, like monetarily? All those people around him during that era, like when he was hanging out with them right wingers. You know how much he was paying some of those people just to be around and guide him towards like his new vision in life. He's paying like Milo, Milo Yiannopoulos guy.
yeah, I
He's
know
paying him
him.
$1 million a year $1 million a year. And then they were like, he realized, oh shit, what the fuck? Nick Fuentes, all of them were getting paid. Sneeko, all of them got a check for doing something. You know,
Oh, those type of guys don't do anything without getting paid.
I know, but obviously they want to be around. It looks good for them, the clout. But they were all getting paid. And the crazy part is that like, yay, people have taken advantage of him over the years. You know, not artists and stuff. He's probably fucked over more artists and whatever. But there have been a lot of like people who are saying that they're in his best interest, not giving him the best advice, and family included. I could say like the Kardashians didn't have the most positive influence on his mental health either, being in front of that camera all the time and having to act a certain way for the camera, even though he kind of liked it but didn't like it at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a tough road being that famous and wanting that fame too. You know what I mean? That really got him. That was his energy, all of that, and you could see now that he's kind of back in that limelight and he's taking it. I've never, bro. The clips I've been seeing from that concert, that's the most not since that show he did with Drake. You remember that show they did
Yeah, on
Free Larry
Amazon,
Hoover?
Free Hoover. Yeah.
Yeah, that. You getting merch from that? At the merch, I got a couple of pieces.
Not much.
Very dope. That's why they were doing like the ill-fitting everything, like cropped up hoodies, and none of that shit works. The ill-fitting dad caps that look like they've been worn already, even though they're brand new. Bad times. Anyway, yeah. So that's the most like these clips I've been seeing from the SoFi show, and I watched it. They streamed it live on Instagram, which was pretty cool.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you missed it? Yeah, it was like 90,000 people watching it on IG at one time. It was probably more. Like
I'm pretty sure
people
it's on
coming in and out.
YouTube if I get curious.
I might have to go check that out. It's a good idea. But yeah, he did all the songs. Lauryn Hill came out. Yeah, I'm just happy that right now it seems like he's in a good space until he says something crazy again, which could potentially happen. But I don't know.
There's a good chance.
Yeah, he's been doing his thing. Anywho. Oh, you want to wrap it up? I don't think there's anything sneaker culture wise. Had a good conversation tonight.
Yeah, nah, dope,
Yeah.
man. Looking forward to Drew's return. Looking forward
Yeah.
to contributing to the retro pod.
Oh yeah, we gotta have you. Well, maybe when we do like our next episode, I don't know what we're doing on our next episode. We talked about Chuck Norris on the first one. It was kind of cool.
Oh.
And we actually came prepared. I had notes and stuff, and I talked about Chuck
Dude,
Norris.
if y'all have the topics at hand or want me to draft some whenever y'all want to do it.
I mean, we should talk about retro sneakers, like the Jordan era.
Oh, that'd be a crazy cross promotion. That'd be crazy.
What do you mean?
Card from the 12 Hub comes to the Retropod to talk vintage Nike campaigns or the signing of Jordan or the Air movie, something like that.
Yeah, I want to talk about like the clothes of the time and stuff. Like people don't
the Agassi gear, the flight suits. Man, I'm with it, bro. Yeah, I'm not a child of that time, but I'm a student of that time.
Yeah, it was arguably the best time to grow up in America, in my opinion. I think my era, and even Drew's era, because they tail into the 70s and stuff. We got to see everything, we still got to go outside and have fun.
That's when kids was getting snatched up by
what?
Child molesters doing their paper routes and before the internet.
Oh, now they just lure you to their house now or whatever, or they come straight over.
Oh man, they'll just hit you up on a dating app, and then next thing you know, a Predator YouTube channel is waiting for you in the back room.
Yo, that shit's wild. You ever see them shits when they can? Who is that bold to set up?
Oh, bro, I watch those videos frequently. The Predator catches,
so
bro,
embarrassing.
It's crazy, bro. Especially when you start reading the chat logs and
they've been taking screenshots of everything. These motherfuckers send dick pics to people that they think are 12 years old. I'm like, how the fuck are you that stupid? Why would you even have that conversation?
My favorite ones are either they got to drive super far to get to them, or they're a grown man, late 20s, 30s, 40s, and they're like, hey, my parents are out of town. You want to come over? Yeah, I just don't have any money right now. I can Uber you. First off, if you do believe that's a child, you're not having any red flags that they have enough resources to Uber you and you're a grown man. 2, you should be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed that was an of-age person and you had to borrow money for them to get an Uber for a booty call, but you doing that to a 13-year-old?
Oh, they embarrassed. Yeah. Bro, you see these guys? They got some film producer guy. Did you see that? That Vitali dude and muscle built bodybuilder dude they started doing Catch a Predator videos. They called some film producer that's done, like they said he was a writer for some big TV shows or something. I'm sure he doesn't have a job right now, but He was trying to hook up with some 12-year-old boy or girl or
I'm
something.
about to look it up because I know
Yeah,
about some.
Vitali and the dude who has the gym and that all the influencers go to in LA. He has a podcast and stuff. He wears a hat. I forgot his name. He always wears a
I know who
trucker
you're
hat.
talking about.
Yeah,
Most of the
yeah.
time I watch the
He's
Skeeter
friends with the
G.
Jake Paul and all them too. You know?
Yeah, I watch more of the ones that actually like try to get them convicted, like Gideon or Skeeter Jean.
Oh, Jitty, yo,
Yeah,
does he still
Gideon,
do that?
yo, that's his bread and butter now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like he does
Dang.
prank video. He does like he goes to different states, goes to trials, follows up on convictions. Like he takes it very seriously.
Remember how he got put on like when Ninja was big, and he got put on through
Yeah, he was
Ninja?
doing those prank videos and those
Yeah,
gaming videos and
and then
stuff.
he blew up because like what'd they do? Oh, he had his chat spam Pokimane on her stream, and it got him like banned. Not yeah, they banned him off of Twitch for doing that.
And then he went viral for trying to get a haircut at what was it, a basketball game or some shit?
He was at a WNBA game, and
Yes.
somebody came out and cut his hair. He's yo, I love that guy, but he turned Christian and stuff, right? He's like some
Yeah,
like
he
religious
he
now.
became religious.
Yeah,
He just got engaged. Man, happy for the dude.
that white
I
girl.
did.
He was a white girl, isn't he?
I thought she was Asian.
So
I
whatever.
can't remember.
I
I
think
didn't
he's
know
a little
how.
white girl.
I don't know how young he was. When I looked at him, I was like, he got to be like late 20s. It's
How
because
old
of
is he?
like, man, he's like early 20s, like 24, 25.
No, he's already
Yeah,
bald.
bro. I don't know if
That
he's
dude was
trolling.
balding.
Yes, bro. He's like
Oh
when
my god.
he was catching a predator one episode. He was like, "How old are you, man?" And the dude was like, "I'm 30, whatever." He's like, "Oh yeah, man. I just turned I just turned 25 myself, man. Praise God, praise God." I was like, "Wait, what? You're how old, bro?"
So he was like 19, 20 doing all this stuff a few years
Yeah, I
ago.
was like,
That's
"Boy,
crazy.
you lied, bro."
That's wild. He look old.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah, but he gonna look like that even when he's like 60 something. He's still gonna look the same.
Yeah,
That's how
like
black
that's the
people
thing.
are.
He
They
he
already
peaked early. It's not like he gonna get progressively worse. It's just
yeah.
like,
That's so weird. Like there's brothers like my boy Nick. He looked like he kind of looked like Obi Trice, but he always had circles. He's kind of old looking right now. He's taking he's like he still smoke weed and stuff, but he's like really into like fitness and stuff now. He looks younger than he did when he was in
before.
his early 20s. And then, but you could tell he had a hard life. He used to be like a UPS driver. He worked in a warehouse. He did all this
Wasn't
crazy
sleeping
shit.
properly, wasn't
Yeah, it wasn't
exfoliating.
sleeping, energy drink, smoking
Diet was
weed, all that
terrible.
shit. Yeah, all that stuff, man. Like just now he's like the picture of health, and but like he still looks older, but he is older. He's like
So
42
it
now.
fits his age.
Yeah, he looks good for his age now, but I think when he's 65, he'll look the same.
He had to grow into his looks.
Yeah, we all gotta look that way. That's just the way, like us as I guess people with African roots. That's just the way we age. Yeah, Asian people.
Definitely.
I got the best of both. So
Hey, there to go.
I know. All right, man. Well, let's next week catch up. Good luck on all the whatever comes out this week. Sneaker wise, we can go over that, but who gives a
We'll
crap?
see. You
Yeah, we'll
try
see.
to keep you updated.
Yep. Shout out to Drew. We miss you.
Shout out Drew, bro. Enjoy.
Yeah,
Happy birthday,
happy to Drew or John. John, happy birthday.
John. It's John's birthday. Drew have friends
He
in
has
town.
friends
That's key.
over. Yeah, and Eddie.
Happy
Well,
birthday,
yeah,
John.
Eddie. Happy birthday, Jonathan.
Definitely.
We had him on. I still gotta make some more clips from last week. We had some good stuff from last week. I didn't clip up yet, so we're gonna have a lot of good stuff
I
that's
gotta
coming
start
out.
remember everybody's birthdays. I don't know nobody's
Mine's
birthday
coming
except
up
John's now.
June 11. That's mine.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we ain't coming to DC no more. By the way, my wife had to cancel.
Dang.
She was doing something with the Smithsonian, but there was a miscommunication, and the whole event got canceled. Well, the event's still going on, but she's not invited anymore,
Oh,
or not going anymore.
not going in. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we were good. That was supposed to be like 3 days of the trip, and the rest of the time was like going to catch up with people. But like, she was just like, I don't want to go anymore because the thing is not. So I was like, all right, cool. But like,
Chill. Save money.
yeah,
Don't gotta travel. Don't gotta fight with the
you know how much
TSA.
8 days of fucking hotel. We were staying in downtown too, so
Oh,
with parking, that would have been like 35, almost $4,000 for hotel and accommodations, and that doesn't include all the. We have to go to this restaurant. We have to go to this one. I'll
about
be
to say
probably spending $300 to
expenses
$400 a day on food. It's
in the
crazy.
city. Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to all the spots. I was gonna take
Are
y'all
you?
out to dinner. You, Sean, everybody. We're gonna go to my favorite sushi place. I was about to book the reservation. So, well, next time. I mean, I do plan on coming up there. I just gotta
How
figure
many
out.
shit? You know where to find me.
Oh yeah, I got you, man. We all gotta get together. When is SneakerCon, by the way?
I know
You know?
one's coming up in Philly. I know homies trying to go to that, but I don't know if I'm leaving the state to go to that.
Now, what about like Philly? Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
I
the
don't know.
Imanic's gonna be at the one in Philly? I saw she posted about that.
Oh, okay. Well, that might be some
Yeah.
incentive. I still gotta go to New York to see her.
Yeah, you won't even go. You're not even going to that Baltimore thing. What's that for? A Nike SB drop?
Oh no, I had
A
something to
Nike
do.
Air Force One.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you know. I hopefully we go up there before the end of the year. Maybe the fall. There's a conference I want to go to.
I'm about to say it'll be less hot too. It's gonna be hot
man.
in the city this year, so avoid
You
that.
think
at all
so?
costs.
It's supposed to be hot
100%.
this year. It's
It's
still
gonna be
cold here.
Yeah, it was warm today.
It's freezing here again. It's down to the 40s again. So not opening that pool anytime soon. Anywho. All right, brother. Have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Thank y'all 12 Hub members.
Thank
Oh,
y'all.
yeah.
Good night, people. Bye.